Good morning everyone. Welcome to Thursday Thought Clinic. Namaste sabko, namaste and welcome to Thursday Thought Clinic. I am seeing a lot of you after very long. इतने time बाद मिल रहे हैं and we're meeting to change our thoughts. Getting from a daily theta platform where we used to share different techniques, different downloads, meditations और सबको आदत पड़ गई थी. मेडिटेशन सुनो, डाउनलोड सुनो, अच्छे से रिलैक्स करो एंड से मैम आई एम गोइंग टू लिसन टू दिस अगेन. मैं वापस सुन के रिलैक्स करके आई वांट टू एक्सपीरियंस द चेंज. But changes don't happen just by us listening to meditations and downloads, right? नहीं तो YouTube पे जाओ, सर्च meditation for peace, meditation to sleep better, meditation to feel positive. Thousands of meditations will come up. जो solution आपको चाहिए वो सारे online available है. Google has made it so accessible, YouTube has made it so accessible कि वो सारा ही available है. Then why are we still stuck? क्यों हम फिर भी बोलते हैं कि नहीं मैंने सुना लेकिन I don't know. I felt better for some time, not for longer. Because जब तक मैं उस पे बैंडेड लगा रही हूँ, I have an issue in life. I have ignored certain emotions within myself. I have ignored how I felt. I have ignored the hurt I felt. Or actually, most of us do not even ignore the hurt we feel. We feel like, no, I did not ignore the hurt that I am feeling. Okay, 1 second. Is my thing getting frozen for everyone? Shilpa said it's getting frozen. Okay, so it's the internet then. All right. I'm also using this room for my session after very long, so it was better to check. Okay, so tell me everybody, how many of us ignore our problems? You feel? How many of us do you feel we ignore our problems? Something is happening, we are feeling emotional, we're feeling upset about something, we're feeling hurt about something. Do you ignore it or do you acknowledge the problem? आपको कोई लाइफ में प्रॉब्लम है, आपका क्या अप्रोच है? आप उसको इग्नोर करते रहते हो, नहीं ठीक है, या उसको आप अक्नॉलेज करते हो या उसके बारे में आप बात करते हो? Acknowledging, mostly ignore. Okay, one vote for all. At least give me a tiebreaker vote so that we know what it is. We actually sit between both those things at most times. Acknowledge, ignore, tiebreaker चल रहा है. Okay. Honestly, अगर हम लोग acknowledge करते, if we were acknowledging our problem, we would have probably found some solution, found some peace with that problem, with that hurt. Okay. We end up acknowledging it, but in the wrong manner. We end up ignoring it many times, saying, no, nothing. I feel hurt just now. So I will cry about it. I will feel horrible about it. And then, of course, human beings' best gift that we've been given is the gift of knowing how to assimilate, to adapt ourselves to any given situation. Okay, you go to a very cold place. Okay, suddenly you're walking in a mall, you go to Snow World, which means suddenly you are in a very cold environment. You were in a normal environment, now suddenly you're in a very cold environment. You will feel cold probably for the first few minutes, then you will be okay. Why? Because your body has adjusted to it, it's adapted to it. You will see people who are sitting in business situations, in relationships where they constantly feel disrespected, hurt. And what will they tell you? They will tell you, oh, you know, this happened to me. I felt so hurt. And eventually, you will see that they're still sticking to that situation. They're still remaining in that situation. You will meet them today, you meet them another year, a year later, you meet them 5 years later. And the story still feels the same. सिचुएशन क्यों नहीं बदल रही? बिकॉज कंफर्ट जोन हो जाता है, बिकॉज वी गेट हर्ट, बट देन वी अडेप्ट टू इट कि नहीं अभी मुझे तभी तो बहुत हर्ट फील हुआ, देन आई वाज ओके, देन आई मूव्ड ऑन. So we ignore the problem that needed to be solved. We ignore the problem that needed to be solved, and we choose to live in that situation continuously. Okay? So abhi ignorance is happening. Last week we spoke about the zeros that we put through our actions or through our reactions. So what happens most times is that we are reacting to a situation. We acknowledge it, but we acknowledge it how? We acknowledge it in a manner where we keep talking about this happened to me, मेरे साथ ये हुआ, ये हुआ, ये हुआ. पर okay, give me 1 second. We are in a situation, we keep reacting to, so we keep speaking about our problem, we keep speaking about how hurt we feel in a certain problem, and we keep repeating that story to everyone. That becomes our hero story, where we tell people, yes, this happened to me. Oh yes, I listened to a morning meditation, it's great. However, then 5 minutes we spend talking about that, and the other half an hour we will spend with somebody might be talking about our problem. So we are acknowledging our problem, but not in the manner that is going to allow us to heal. Not in a manner where it becomes an action, where it becomes something that is going to help me get better or help me heal. In a place where it is something where I'm constantly reiterating that fact, restating that fact, and constantly talking about how उसने मुझे गुस्सा दिलाया, उसकी वजह से मुझे बहुत हर्ट हुआ, मैं उसकी वजह से खुश हूं, मैं उसकी वजह से दुखी हूं. All these things where we are constantly saying somebody else is responsible for our joy, our happiness, our everything. So if that somebody, so now there are two things that can actually change your reality, that can actually transform it, that can actually be a place where it is not just about, okay, chalo, maine meditation suna, but how do I feel better? I change my internal space. The minute I change my thoughts, meditations are actions, but at a thought level, when I am still feeling hurt, when I am still feeling constantly disrespected, constantly hurt, every time somebody says something mean to me, I cannot sit and listen to a meditation. Because even when I am, what am I doing? I'm covering that wound. I'm putting a cream to make it better. But if I am getting a constant infection in a certain part of my body, then at a certain point I need to go and meet the doctor, ask them, can you help me see why my body is constantly giving me this reaction? Correct? एक problem जब constantly आपकी life में ongoing है, तो meditation सुनना उसकी बैंडेड मूव है. मैंने बैंडेड लगाए, मुझे अभी के लिए ठीक लग रहा है, लेकिन मुझे वापस ये दर्द होने वाला है, तो मुझे उसको जड़ से मिटाना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. थॉट क्लिनिक का पॉइंट भी यही है. लेट्स गेट टू द थॉट, लेट्स चेंज आवर थॉट्स एंड लेट्स चेंज आवर रियलिटीज थ्रू दोस थॉट्स. Let's change our energies, our vibrations, so that no matter where we go, we can experience that positive state. एक ये रहता है कि मैं constantly डर में रहूं. नहीं, अभी रिचा मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, अभी संगीता I'm feeling very good. But when people around me are constantly fighting, when I go to my in-laws house, when I do something, तब suddenly I don't know, मुझे बहुत गुस्सा आ जाता है. I feel very angry, I feel very sad, I feel very low. So now what will you do? How do you carry that positive energy with you everywhere? By shifting your energy, your vibration. The minute at a thought level you will change something, your energies, your vibrations will shift. So let's speak about energy, let's speak about vibration. And we're going to acknowledge the internal space that it comes from and the external. We have one school of thought that goes like, no, everyone will talk about how our energy affects how we feel around us. My internal energy affects my external energy. जिसने भी healing किया हुआ है, lot of people have done different sorts of healing. Okay, whether it's meditation, pranic, reiki, theta, B, anything. So they know the book knowledge. They know okay, your internal energy affects your external energy and how you feel. Yet, when they're talking, what will they say? This person made me very angry. I felt very sad because of that. They hurt me. You make me very happy. When I see you, I feel good. So while I might be preaching one thing that internal affects external, what am I living? External affecting the internal energy. Right? So let's not fight any of them. Let's see how we can shift those energies. Okay? So energy, vibration, all of it. Everything around us, everyone around us. Everything is energy. Everything is vibration. Everyone agrees to that, acknowledges that. We are all energy. Okay, now energy is neither created nor destroyed. Energy is simply transferred from one point to the other. So now we constantly also, among ourselves, within our space, within our environment, are transferring energy to one another. Whether we are doing this consciously or subconsciously, we don't realize. Why are all of you sitting here at this time listening to this? Because those positive thoughts will create a positive energy space. When you will walk out of there, you will be transmitting that energy space. Okay, now when we go to, even as much as we say we have energy, people around us have energy, places also have energy. कोई भी जगह की भी एक एनर्जी रहती है. आपके घर की भी एक एनर्जी है. आपके ऑफिस की एक एनर्जी है. जब लोग घर लेते हैं ना या ऑफिस लेते हैं, any land that people are buying, they want to find out the full history behind it. Is there a funeral home near there? Did something bad happen in that space? Did anyone commit suicide there? Is it a space where the person who left happily? सबने देखा हुआ है कि when it's a positive space, when the person has left from there happily, you feel it's going to generate more abundance for you. A lot of times people say if there's a graveyard or something around it, or if somebody has had a very bad life there, a very, sad experience there, that energy will transfer. लोग बोलते हैं कि if you enter the Kurukshetra land, you might be absolutely normal, suddenly you just start fighting. Why is that? It is because each space, each land has energy to it. Garima, I will definitely take your question. When we're doing the question and answer, I'll be happy to answer that, okay? So you will see that each space has an energy to it. Now, we do lots for energy, right? Whether it is Feng Shui in cultures, whether it is Vastu, whether it is simply finding out that our land is aligned well, We wish to see that, okay, we're doing that, we're clearing, cleansing the energy, and we're getting in there. What do we do after we enter the space? अभी मैं ये घर में रह रही हूँ, I've cleared the energy, मैंने वास्तु करवा लिया, everything. People believe in breaking lands and shifting the energy space through vastu. We do energy vastu for people. We shift it through the air that is there, air element that is there. All right. They do that. They've shifted the energy. They live there, and then after some time, they find themselves again finding a, like, you know, when I come home, I just feel tired. When I come home, suddenly I don't know what happens. Your home could be your safe haven, or it could be some place which really bogs you down also. Why? Because while we cleared the energy of a space before, what's important to remember also is now that we are living in this space, अब जो हम यहाँ रह रहे हैं, constantly हमारे thoughts, हमारे actions, हमारे words, ये energy को बना रहे हैं. So if you're going to have a fight, you are creating that new energy space over there now. Even when they shifted in Vastu, it's simply that, right? They say, oh, where there is fire element, do not, you know, sort of have a bedroom or your dining table. I'm no expert in Vastu. But simply because it's the element of fire, there might be fights, there might be arguments. So what are we doing to consciously shift the energy of the spaces that we are living in? Do you know, if we simply energize the place we live in, the land we live on, the office we work from, it can shift so much for us, because once I have transformed that energy, automatically the place also gives out so much positive vibration, so much positive energy. How can we do that? If you will see any temple, any place that you feel peace, temple, gurudwara, mosque, church, any other high vibration place, even the healing centers. So many times people will come, students will come and they say, you know, I come here, I just feel better. When we decided to go primarily online and that we did not need the space to operate from, our students were so sad. They said, no, don't give up the place. It feels like home to us. We feel so much better when we come there. Why? It's a normal piece of land. We told them, don't worry, whenever we need a space, I'm sure we will find one. It's a piece of land. But what makes that positive energy? Why do you feel so peaceful when you go to certain places of worship? Because the people who come there, the people who have been at those places of worship, when you go to the temple, you might think of your problem, but now you think of your problem aiming at a solution, believing in a solution, believing in a higher power. People come with all sorts of problems there. To a healing center, there could be two things. It could be very high vibration, make you feel much better when you step in. Healing center, place of worship, anything. Or it could make you feel very low. Why? Because your people are literally coming for solutions. So in my house, people might have small problems. But your people are coming with a bag of their problems and saying, listen, now I really need a solution. So what is the difference here? Right? The difference is when they're going, the first thing they're like, okay, God, I have this one, but I know you can help me. You please help me. A person who doesn't believe in God will not go only over there in the first place. They believe there is a higher power that can help them. A lot of people come there, they will be doing their religious chanting, their prayers. That is something that will constantly be on. Again, raising the vibration. There will be certain people there who do feel just at peace and want to sit there. Again, high vibration. They will come to a healing center, same thing. The person who's sitting opposite to them, whether they believe it or not. Now, if you've come to me, you might be in the middle of your problem, feeling like, I don't know if I'm ever going to find a solution. But if I am sitting there, I'm sitting there because I definitely believe I can offer some peace to that person. I can offer some sort of a solution to them, being a channel to the creator. Otherwise, I wouldn't be investing in rent and opening a center and sitting there, right? So now, very simple thing, simple takeaway from this. Vibrations are built by people. So that place also which has that high vibration, no, we feel like, no, I have to go there, only then I feel better. A lot of people start depending. मैं मंदिर जाऊंगी फिर ही मुझे अच्छा लगता है, मुझे गुरुजी के पास जाना है फिर मुझे अच्छा लगेगा. क्यों? क्योंकि आई ट्रूली बिलीव कि वहां पर उतना पॉजिटिव वाइब्रेशन है. लेकिन वो वाइब्रेशन क्रिएट किसने किया? उन्हीं लोगों ने क्रिएट किया है. वो वाइब्रेशन क्रिएट करने के लिए वही लोग, every person contributes, not just the high energy people, but even those who are feeling low. उनकी श्रद्धा इतनी है that मुझे solution मिलेगा, कि in that moment they are not operating from a need based scenario, they are operating from a scenario where they believe in a higher power, a faith based scenario. Without realizing, they have moved from fear to faith. So even anything is in our perception, negative, positive. अरे क्या है, रोज रोज ये मांगता है. But they have that faith also कि that thing will come. So अगर मुझे ये people ही vibration बना रहे हैं, people are constantly creating that vibration, then what is very important? मुझे पॉजिटिव वाइब्रेशन में रहना है. लेकिन मैं जब बाहर निकलती हूँ तो मुझे नेगेटिव फील होता है. क्यों? The people you will choose around you, okay, in your family, through your friends, will all affect your vibration. Why is it that we are saying, okay, with the Thursday Thought Clinic, not only do we want to empower you with those thoughts, we want actions from you. Show us through your action how you've shifted your thought. Empower another 10 people with you. Why? Because those 10 people make your environment. You will not go to a stranger and tell them, listen, I am telling you, so listen to this talk. You may even do that, but how many strangers are going to listen to what you have to say? A person listens to you when they believe in you at a certain level, right? You know, if say Geeta is telling me this, I know she's telling me this because it must be good. Many times we don't realize, हमारे सेशंस में जब लोग आते हैं और वो बताते हैं, मुझे ये रिलेशनशिप प्रॉब्लम है, मेरे साथ ऐसे ऐसे हो गया, मेरे पार्टनर ने ये किया वो किया, they cheated on me, whatever it is, they will tell you how they are feeling. I feel stuck because of XYZ situation. कभी भी हम लोग बात करते रहते हैं ना, उसमें आगे जब बात लेते हैं and we ask them about, now your childhood might affect how you think, how you perceive the world around you, what you do. But the people that you are hanging out with actively, जिनके साथ आप ज्यादा टाइम बिता रहे हो, आपकी फैमिली हो सकती है, आपके फ्रेंड्स, कोई भी हो सकता है, that influences how you feel on a daily basis. When we talk to them deeper, we realize that maybe if they have a circle of 7 friends, 3 to 4 of them are going through relationship issues. How does that happen? We will always invite and attract a circle around us which has similar issues. People who are on the same boat. So if it's a housewife who's talking about, how she wants to pursue her dreams, but she cannot, at least 70% of her circle will be going through something similar. Doesn't have to be the same situation. But that is something which happens by default. Why? Because we are social beings. We want a place to belong. How do we find a place or people where we belong? If I'm going to come out and tell you my story, अरे I really wanted to do this, मुझे ये करना था, वो करना था, लेकिन करने नहीं दिया. और अगर आपके पास उसका कोई रिसेप्टर ही नहीं है, आप कहीं और ही हो, then you will never be able to respond to that. एक जो फ्रेंड्स मिलके बात करते हैं ना, अगर सामने वाला मेरी सिचुएशन समझ सकता है तब वो मुझे उसके बारे में कुछ बोलेगा. अगर मैं सामने वाला समझता ही नहीं है what I'm saying, after the second time I will not share with them because they don't get it. If I am comfortable speaking in English, I might be in Hong Kong where majority will speak Chinese, but I will find people who speak English. Simply because I might find a best friend who doesn't speak my language. But after a certain point in time, when I talk, I want that they just understand what I'm saying. Then what I'm saying is valid, or automatically I will start speaking about it less. If you have friends who are, complete go-getters, complete bosses, they think of something, they go and do it. Will you go with them with a helpless energy? How long will you do that? You'll go once, you'll go twice, but then when you see them acting and changing their reality, you will see you automatically don't feel like talking about that. Because they will talk to you, they will say, oh, it's okay. But you see that is not the energy they come from. You will see whenever there is a big life change, that happens to you, anything, positive or negative, we suddenly start seeking people who are going through the same thing. आप एक नया group बनाते हो. So if it's a positive life change, okay? Now you are married, now you have kids, now you are in a corporate career, whatever it is. I have friends who do not have kids. I will talk to them, I will enjoy, they will listen to what I have to say. But after a certain point, what I'm saying to them is something they're just listening to. When I'm talking about the baby waking up 10 times in the night, they'll go like, oh, you must be tired. But I'm talking to them because I'm going like, okay, I don't know what to do. Slowly, but surely, I'm going to find a group of mothers who I might not even know so well, but at least people who are in the same boat. Because that is how strong my sense of belonging is. Any given scenario, आप अपना कोई भी group देख लो, any of you, when you have time during the week, think about the people around you. Think about what their energies are. Are they energies that are uplifting you? Are they energies that are pulling you down? Are they energies that are stagnant where you are? It has to be either one of those scenarios. We acknowledge कि जब कुछ positive, I've shifted my country. Abhi to there is Zoom, there is WhatsApp. I can constantly stay connected to the people around me. Why do I need new friends in the country I am in? I can just explore by myself, explore with my partner. We look for friends because that gives us a sense of belonging. They get exactly the situation here. When it is for a positive shift, it's also for negative shifts. Suddenly a person goes through a they will seek people who empathize with them, who sympathize with them also at times. So we have to make sure कि जब हमारे around there is a circle of people, there is a circle of friends that we are with, what are we doing? Look at your own behavior. Are we all constantly cribbing about the same life situations? That is a situation of crab pulling crab down. एक जन थोड़ा आगे जाता, we again go down. Or do we have the opportunity to uplift ourselves and uplift them? I remember a session I was working with this guy who had been through a divorce. It had been years. And when we spoke, we were talking about releasing it, shifting his mindset. We were changing it. And then he tells me suddenly, Richa, if I now go hang with my buddies and I, do not have anything negative to say about, oh, the women I'm dating are like this. Oh, the women. What will we talk about? बात क्या करेंगे हम? Because that's what we do. He's like, we get some beers and we talk about, how a business is not going well, about how, all the men around us are like this, or all the women around us are like this, but how our mother-in-laws are a certain way, about how the economy is so bad, about how we're ever going to move forward, about how there is no money, about how there is no freedom. Think for a second that suddenly if that was taken away, you cannot talk about it anymore because you're this empowered person. What do you talk about then? That's what he's like, what will we talk about? We meet just so we can blow some steam and talk about, all the relationship mishaps that are happening with us. It's our way of bonding. That's when I told him that, so, essentially what y'all are doing is one person feels better and then you go like, yes, but all women are bad. You see, in a business scenario, I'm not just talking about a mother-in-law situation, a relationship situation. You see a group of people, I see it day in and day out when I'm observing. Everything is going well. A person might have cracked their biggest deal that day. Now they meet and they're all talking about how the economy is going to shreds, about how bad the business environment is, about how difficult it is to earn well in this economy, about how difficult it is to cope with everyday expenses because things are so expensive. Quietly sit and observe, you will generally see that person also within 2 to 5 minutes maximum will say, हाँ, यही problem है. अभी तो survive करना ही difficult है. अभी तो हम कहाँ खर्चे कर सकते हैं. क्योंकि क्या हो जाता है कि अगर मैं अपना गुड न्यूज शेयर करने जा रहा हूँ, अरे आज तो मैंने एकदम इजीली ये डील क्रैक कर दी, मुझे ये डर है कि सामने वाला समझेगा भी कि नहीं. सामने वाला बोलेगा ये कौन है, क्या बोल रहा है. टू फिट इन आई डिसाइड कि मैं भी वो लेवल पे चाहे, मैं आज ये लेवल पे था, मेरा वाइब्रेशन इतना हाई था, मैं भी इधर पहुंच जाता हूँ. इजियर ना, इतने लोगों को कौन ऊपर लाएगा. लेकिन दैट्स वेयर वी हैव टू शिफ्ट आवर थॉट. आप देखोगे, आप बोलते हो कि मैंने सबको बताया कि ये चैनल है, सबने बोला हाँ ओके ओके, लेकिन किसी ने कुछ किया नहीं. क्यों? उनको बोलो मेरे सामने सब्सक्राइब करो. When you will start living your change, जब आप उसको एक्शन में डालोगे, नॉट जस्ट कि हाँ मैंने मेडिटेशन सुना. कई लोग बोलेंगे अरे ये तो पूरा दिन मेडिटेशन करती है. बट आज जब मैं पॉजिटिवली अपनी लाइफ जी रही हूँ, सामने वाला देख रहा है कि अरे शी हैड सो मेनी थिंग्स, बट वाओ शी इज जस्ट ऑलवेज फुल ऑफ एनर्जी, ऑलवेज स्माइलिंग, always happy. They will be like, what are you doing? Whatever you're doing, I want a piece of that. How many of us have the courage to say what we truly believe in? You truly believe this helps you. How many of you have the courage to say that and stand proud? Because You will see the minute you get beyond your judgment and your fear zone, people are waiting to receive that energy. Who doesn't want light? Who doesn't want to feel better? But we're so scared of what they will think if we are not as negative as that we simply stay there. But when you share and you share with joy, you will see that people are waiting to be uplifted. You do not need to shift your friends. People are scared. They don't allow complete healing because they're worried that if suddenly I am happy, I am, in a happy relationship and all my friends are, single at that point or struggling. If suddenly I am very successful and all my friends who we started together are struggling, they won't like me anymore. But that's where the thought change needs to happen. When I understand that I have light and that I can share this light because I can freely share it, that's when I realize that people will see that light and they can also be a part, they can also experience that. I'm sharing that light. Anything we share automatically becomes more enjoyable. That's something I teach my kid also. Why and how is that? Think about it, okay? You get this amazing exotic chocolate. Okay, and it's a small one, small itna bar. It's a very, very exotic premium chocolate, and you have it and it's amazing. You enjoyed it. It was the best chocolate you've ever had. Now you've enjoyed it, you loved it for those 5 minutes. You probably go and tell somebody, oh my God, I had this incredible chocolate. It's amazing. I can't explain to you how great it is. They'll say, oh, okay, great. They believe you, but there's no way for them to truly be a part of your experience. Now, that same chocolate, if I have shared it with somebody, it's this much, but I say, you know what, let's each have like one small piece. Now they've also experienced how great it is. Now they are also talking about it with as much enthusiasm. They're also like, oh my God, yeah, you remember that time when we went and we found this incredible chocolate bar? I can't wait to have that again. Now when I'm sharing that experience, now when I'm sharing that emotion, it has so much more energy. It is like a live emotion. How do we connect so much in sorrow? Because people all feel like they have experienced it. So they can truly connect to it. Now, when I have shared this joy with you, we are all talking about it with so much excitement. We all have a time to think about and talk about and feel so incredible about. So when you share anything positive, even Savita Kadam, when we spoke about her journey, she's so new to this. She listens to it and, she still tells us, I have to give myself time to understand what it is. But now that she created a circle of even 5 people who enjoy something together, it has become a new positive thing where they can bond over it. It becomes a new positive experience that you can grow with. You can live with, you can grow with, you can share. And anything you can share, you can automatically expand. Now it's not just my light. It is the light of those around me also. And we are all glowing together. Automatically, there is so much brightness. You could have one torch or you could have multiple torches and it's just automatically bright. So कोई भी पॉजिटिव चीज आपके साथ हो रही है, जैसे आप अपनी नेगेटिविटी किसी के पूछे बगैर भी शेयर करते हो. आपको दुख होता है, आप बैठे हो, आपको कोई पूछेगा, आप बोलोगे नहीं नहीं मेरे साथ ये गलत हुआ, जानते हुए कि इससे ये चीज बढ़ रही है. क्योंकि मैं उसको एक बार तो जो सिचुएशन थी मैंने एक्सपीरियंस की है, लेकिन मैं उसको दोबारा एनर्जी दे रही हूँ, उसके बाद वापस से एनर्जी दे रही हूँ. हर पर्सन जो मुझे पूछ रहा है मैं उसको दोबारा एनर्जी दे रही हूँ. हॉस्पिटल्स में भी हम लोग वही बोलते थे, हम लोगों ने एक सिंपल रूल रखा था, अगर कोई बीमार है और उसके विजिटिंग आवर्स में अगर लोग आ रहे हैं, इफ पॉसिबल रूम के बाहर बात करना. क्यों? Every person who comes to the hospital, even if they've just spoken to your relative, what do you talk at in a hospital? You're going to go like, oh, how are they? What happened? क्या हुआ, क्या हुआ? अच्छा, डॉक्टर ने क्या बोला? अच्छा, उनको कैसा फील हो रहा है? अभी आई एम ऑब्वियसली नॉट गोइंग टू से फैंटास्टिक, अभी तो हम लोग निकल रहे हैं. You say, अरे नहीं, उनको ठीक है, बेटर है, but the doctor said this problem is, that's why they're still here. They're still there, which means there is still something that needs to be solved, right? So now with every guest who comes, we reiterate the whole story of pain. We will constantly talk about, nahi, lekin ye hua, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened. When we're talking about vibration, what am I doing? In that given space, I'm constantly creating that same vibration of illness again and again and again. There are actually hospitals abroad, there are pediatric wards, other wards, where they have clowns and musicians and tattoo artists who will come for the kids. Why? Because when you are in that positive space, you can actually heal. But if you're sitting in a hospital room and you're like, oh, you know, the visitors are coming, for 2 hours, you're constantly talking about illness, that person's illness, that person, and where they are stuck. You will see, you'll say, yeah, this one thing is fine, but this problem is ongoing. So anytime now, this is a simple thing. I mean, if it is permittable in your family, everyone's family structure is different. If it is, I found everyone understands this thought. It's very simple to understand. When they come there, of course, they've come with a pass, so you know they're coming. In most places, you can't simply walk into a hospital room. You have to have a visitor's pass or something. Meet them outside, let them feel like you are going out to receive them. Give them whatever update, whatever questions they have, such, answer them along the way. They'll tell them, now we're going inside. No, we want to uplift their energy. So talk to them about your happy memories. Talk to them about, things that'll make them happy. See how fast your person heals. We generally heal the bed also that they're on, because whatever energy that bed is also carrying. Objects carry energy. Everything carries energy. We'll talk next week more about how to shift the energy of the objects that are carrying their energy. How do we deal with a situation with somebody where we have been feeling hurt by them constantly, where they're constantly on our mind, so that vibration and that hurt keeps continuing? How often we feel that situation ended long time back. A person hurt me maybe 1 month back, but I still feel bad. So how do we cope with that? How do we take that power back in our hands? How do we transform from there? But as for today, some simple takeaways for you before we begin the question and answer session. Okay? A, the hospital rule. Easy, simple. Any given situation, hospital or outside, see if you can create a positive environment around you. Do not shy from being positive. We fear being judged because we are positive. You're too positive, you're too healthy, you're too bright. Love your light and take it and ride with it. Okay, you're bright for a reason, so share it. B, your environment affects you. It should be the other way around, where your internal environment affects everything outside of you. आपके internal thoughts से आपकी reality बन रही है, वो सच है. लेकिन जब तक आप वो point पे पहुंचो, जहां पर आप अपनी इंटरनल रियलिटी टोटली शिफ्ट कर सकते हो। एटलीस्ट जो फैक्टर्स आपके हाथ में है, जो बहुत सिंपल है, उसको चेंज करो। आप यहाँ पर अपना थॉट चेंज कर रहे हो तो इंटरनल रियलिटी को आप ऑटोमेटिकली शिफ्ट कर रहे हो। जो एक्सटर्नल रियलिटी को आप इतना पावर देते हो बाय सेइंग इसने मुझे ऐसे कर दिया, उसको चेंज करो। कैसे? सिंपल स्टेप्स लो। जो आपके साथ पॉजिटिव हो रहा है, जिस चीज से आपको लग रहा है ना मुझे नहीं पता इसको मैं कैसे चेंज करूंगी, लेकिन आपको पता है कि मैं जब ये सुनती हूँ टॉक तो मुझे चेंज फील होता है, तो आप उसको वो दे दो। एक होता है ना किसी को हार्ट का प्रॉब्लम है, आपको नहीं पता आप उसको कैसे ठीक करोगे बिकॉज यू आर नॉट अ डॉक्टर, लेकिन आपको एक बहुत अच्छा डॉक्टर पता है, तो आप उसको डॉक्टर का कॉन्टैक्ट नंबर दे दोगे। You will say, listen, I mean, I know this doctor who is very good, so go to them. You will not, call, follow up and worry about whether they've done that. But you will know कि once I have given, मैंने अपना काम कर लिया. Spread the word. Get people there. All the meditations which you all have experienced already, all the things you have already shifted, why is it still available on YouTube? Because all of us, at that time we feel great, but sometimes we need that push again. And more so after our thoughts have changed. So go back, listen to it. आपको जरूरत नहीं किसी और के, उनको बोलो जाओ ये, look it up now. It's become so easy for us. हमको calls आते हैं, we tell them, you know what? If you can change your life, come for the class, do this, do that. If you cannot, this is the free resource. At least go and finish these 1 or 2 weeks. And we'll just be happy that it helped. Even if you do not come, at least do that. Spread the word, create a positive environment around you, and have the courage to shift your energy such, be so happy that those around you are automatically gravitating towards that and wanting to shift. You will be happy, your house environment will be happy automatically, more than any vastu or anything. The energy of the space you are in will begin to shift. It's a given. It's a law of the universe. Your energy is transferring to that, that energy is transferring to you. The simple rule is when they say which energy is strong, the energy that is stronger is the one that dominates. So stay in your element of strength and light. Okay. Okay, it's already 50 minutes almost. So any questions, please raise your hand. Feel free to ask that question. Let's take it on. We don't want to rush through the topic. So we have next week to continue. If there's any aspects we want to cover. I think Garima had a question, right? Is she there? Meh, can you check if she's there? So the questions were always sitting and waiting. Okay. Or does anyone have no questions? What was her? Pala has raised her hand. Okay. So let's.
Yeah, my question, can I ask? Yeah, my
Yes.
question is, if you are living in a flat, the land is the same, but you have so many houses on top. And is the energy of all the houses, if it's good means all good, or if it's bad means in one area all bad? Does it comes from the same land, or is it, this is for my knowledge?
No, that's absolutely fine. So see, now here's the point where we see where can we shift something.
Yeah.
The energy of a land is what it is. So there are a lot of people who will believe, oh, this is built in an energy or on a land where there's a lot of bad things which happen. So I could either live in that superstition my whole life and feel horrible about. Many people have had experiences also. We have had some too. So I will not deny that this energy of a land can affect you. Okay, but like I told you, I'll tell you a simple rule. Have you ever gone out and bought vegetables?
Yes.
Or seen at least how that happens? Yeah. Wherever the weight is more is what you are given. That guy will check in the Indian style and see whether the weight is more and give you whatever is there. Any energy, now when there are two given energies, the energy which weighs higher is what dominates the situation. So when we say a person wants to manifest a certain house, manifest a certain thing for themselves, and they say, why am I not getting it? Simple rule I ask them, how much time do you spend thinking about or believing what you want? So if supposing I spend half an hour thinking about, oh, I want this incredible job, this incredible house, this incredible husband, and I spent 20 hours discussing how I do not have it, the energy of not having it is bigger, and that is what I will receive. Similarly, now, if you're in a space, if you're in a land where, if, for instance, it has got some negative energy to it, by me shifting my energy, you will see each flat also has its own energy because of the people who might have lived there before.
No, it's a new flat.
So that's okay. Then it's perfect because it's raw energy, it's baby energy. It is going to mold the way you're going to mold it.
Okay,
So through
individual
your
people.
positive thoughts, your positive vibrations, many people you'll see they'll always have mantras on in their house. Your thoughts, your vibrations, your energies are going to affect that land.
Okay.
And simply, there's so many superstitions. Just now, I live in a building where you have to get down the stairs, and that's where the building is. So many people, then said, oh, so that means like it's a loss because you have to go down and then the building's there. But every single person who has ever moved out of this building has moved out because they've gone from a rental to actually buying a house or buying a better property or something. So experiences, the actions always dominate the thought. Thought is where it begins, but action is where something actually comes into fruition. So through your actions, through your thoughts, when you are going to have positive energy, a new space is amazing because it's raw baby energy. Okay. You mold it positively, it's going to stay. And I mean, I generally also believe like mantras, anything positive. If you're going to have mantras and then fight, not going to help. Okay. So keep, and no, I mean, that is something we understand for land. Okay. You're laughing now. But look at it when people, you will see they'll go to all religious institutions and then come back and talk about how so many people did not come and so they should receive negative marking as per God. Oh, you don't even go to the temple every day? What sort of a person am I? What did I just do? I sat and I prayed for half an hour and then I completely zeroed that energy by judging another person for their life choices. So never worry about something. Everything has a solution. Start with the energy of your energy and those around you. And automatically, when that is positive, any land will yield positive results. And I'm also going to talk about this transference of energy more next week as to how do we keep our energies positive no matter the environment.
Thank you.
Matter the people.
Pala, just to add, there's always the land energy, which is very powerful. Okay. Land on which the building is being made, that energy is too powerful. Majority time when we are buying a new apartment, we don't focus on that. We focus on the energy of the apartment. It doesn't matter whether it is a new or an old place because the land is there for thousands of years. Okay. Land is not anything which is new. Probably the building was demolished or land was unused to make a building. For any of you who are planning to buy a new house, it is fine to check because what results it yields is dependent on what the land is holding on to. Okay. Like in Theta Healing, we believe that there are times, curses, vows, contracts, which even the land holds on to. Okay. Required to clear and cleanse.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I think Garima is back. Garima is ready.
Yes.
On her hair, she is ready to question.
Oh, I haven't seen her. She messaged that I'm here, but
she opened her hair. She got ready for that. So yes, Garima.
You're ready for screen time now.
So I put up my question. So I'm in the process
You asked
of.
it.
Yeah, Richa. So like I had put up like once you send. So I bought a apartment recently in an upmarket place. And when we bought, we knew that we are buying from the first owner, but only when we progressed with the registry and everything, we got to know that the apartment is, it is being sold because there's a sibling, the division is there between siblings. And that is what, like then I sense, and even there is a lot of Guru Tattva in the house, but still it makes me feel sad because the owner, from an apartment, now she's going to a rented apartment. And it's a beautiful apartment. And so that is what, like I have this doubt whether the energy is low. I know that when we move in, the energy is going to shift. The renovations will be there, whatever, and we are making it Vastu compliant. But yet this thought does not leave me that the owner is leaving sad. And she's going from her own apartment to a rented apartment.
So the thing is, Garima, like the reason now, even what mom added with Pala, now the reason I actually today did not focus on that was because I wanted each of us to be in the mindset of what can I shift from the point that I am at. There are actually tools where we work with land in the detailing. We're working with the land, we're working with the energy of the land. If there is any curses on it, if there's any blessings on it also that might be negatively affecting it. Through Theta, we work on the energy of the land itself. How do we release those curses? How do we transform those blessings? Because sometimes even a person blesses the land that this will only be theirs. So many people come to us with issues that my land is not selling because of that. So there are actually techniques to work on that land, to work on the energy of that. Because see, now the person has left, and I completely get where you're coming from. Because a lot of us, even when we're looking, if we have an option where we can buy a house or a land from somebody who's moving to a better situation, a better environment, we prefer that because we just say that the person is leaving from a happy space, not from a space where, that is the only choice they had. So there are actually tips, tools, and techniques around it. There are ways to resolve it. There's also ways to transform the energy of the land that is there. We do it through energy vastu, wherein whatever energy that land is holding of that. Because the only thing is, if you have a relationship with them where you can share with them that, listen, there is a solution to this. Listen to these talks and, maybe it'll help you, or contact them and, work on whatever situation is holding you back so you can, maybe, and it depends on your rapport with those people. If you have the opportunity, because most times people don't have an awareness that their situation where they're stuck or where, they've had to move to a lesser situation can be transformed. Is educating them so that they have the option. Your job was to pass on that information. Their job is to take that opportunity or no. B is, there are techniques that we do energy vastu as well, where you're not breaking the house, but through the like breaking the house is where through the energy of land we are transforming the space so that it's better yielding. We do it through the energy of air, through the energy of, like, we place shanks, those puja shanks, and we do a lot of theta work, a lot of other things along with it, place some crystals to shift the energy of the house. And C is when the land that it's on, there are ways to actually even work on that land. And since you are living on that land, we have a right to be able to shift that. So there are ways for each of these things. I think Mom has something to say.
So Garima, just to add on to your main concern is that the owner who owned the land is going in a rental place. Now understand, in life, this will go on happening where people are moving their station. Like she is, according to you, she was at a higher place going to a lower. So pehle to like apna guilt release karo, like release your guilt, because otherwise that would create the energy field. Because you are saying that she is not getting. I can say that she had something which was very static, which is getting converted into liquid. It is not that she is moving there without getting the money from you. She's liquidating her asset. Now, everyone, when buy an asset, we call it asset because whenever I require the money, I can liquidate that. I'm changing the form. remember, she is not without it. उसको उसके पैसे मिल रहे हैं.
Energy transforms.
वो form change हो रहा है. That's a choice she has made. Probably you did the good to her because she wanted the liquidity. So if at all there has to be any energy which is focused, it has to be the gratitude and not the guilt. And you have to feel good about it. See, the time, it's not necessary today that people choose to go on rental. There can be 10,000 reasons. Probably I have that liquidity. I can put it in the FD and get interest. The rentals are very low compared to the investment in a property, what people do it in India, right? It can be a decision based on the numbers that they have counted. It can be a decision that right now, rather than buying or rather than taking money from the bank, this works out better for me. So यदि आप अपने आप को, like, if you will liberate yourself from the guilt, you will help not only yourself, you will help them also. Because otherwise you are sending those vibes to them. It comes out of that I'm helpless, that I'm in a position where I had to sell my thing. It is okay. You are still having a wonderful rented house. You are staying there. Be happy. It helped you to come out of it. You always said when you buy a house, मुझे asset में invest करना है. Why do we call it an asset? Because मैं इसको कभी भी liquidate कर सकती हूँ. और लाइफ में ये पोजीशन होती रहेगी, आपकी है या उनकी है. It is not that you put them on a gunpoint and said, you know, मुझे अपना फ्लैट दो और मैं ये करूंगी. तो अपने आप को पहले तो गिल्ट से बाहर निकालो. And as long as there, and apart from that, know that it is your energy in the house which is going to create the environment. Like you will make it from house to home. So focus on that. The only point is guilt में से निकालो. ये तो लाइफ में होता ही रहता है, right? लोगों के डिस्ट्रेस से लाते हैं, लोगों की होते हैं. Like we focus कि भाई हमें कोई, the house where they are living it with abundance, we get it, it is very nice. But there are times probably we don't. So it is okay. Like, you know, I mean, just, fill the house with your energy, love. You can keep the normal mantras on. वो machine आते हैं 150 रुपए के. Like just keep that.
I always have it on. Yeah.
So just that energy transfers. But everything will work only if you are guilt-free.
Right. That really helps. That really, really helps, Sangeeta.
They have not, like you have not done anything to force them to have a place and then go on rental. It is okay.
No, what has actually happened is this lady, perhaps in my understanding, she didn't understand. So probably there must be some dispute between the siblings, but she took the step. And all of a sudden, like we saw and we just said yes. Like it happened within seconds. And only later we realized that she's only getting 1/4 of the amount. And now she's in trouble. She's moving on rent.
It's okay.
So that is how the guilt set in.
Her soul chose to learn through that. Probably she didn't understand that. Now, this can work for her. Only if she's, rather than focusing her energy on कि like, अरे मेरा तो अच्छा खासा था 1/4 पर आया. I तो always tell people even when they separate कि like हाँ probably आपका वो 3000 square foot था, लेकिन आपका तो एक ही रूम था ना उसमें. तो वो 400 square feet practically. Now यदि आप रह भी रहे हो तो you have a 1500 square feet. Now even the living room is yours, kitchen is yours. वहाँ पे the energy was not yours. Where you felt this is mine was only your bedroom. So like be happy with it. Probably the other place you didn't even use. So if you will be guilt free, she has to focus on कि हाँ मेरा 3000 था, मुझे 3000 चाहिए वापस. Everyone can create what they want. If they, उसकी energy की channel वहाँ पर है. लेकिन वो पूरी जिंदगी ये बैठकर सोचकर बैठे कि अरे मैंने तो मिस्टेक की, मेरा तो घर भी चला गया, मैं भी रह गई. She is definitely not going to create it. And you don't want to be the reason. You don't want to be the reason to send those vibrations to her कि अरे यार तुमने तो गलती की और मैं भी उस गलती में कहीं ना कहीं जुड़ गई. ये तुम्हें नहीं भेजना, आपको नहीं भेजना है. इसलिए आप, you make yourself guilt free and let her soul choose how she wants to act and work. You enjoy your new house.
Big burden lifted on from my chest, Sangeeta. Thank you so much. Deep gratitude. Gratitude.
Anytime.
Thank you, Richa.
Thank you.
Okay. I think we wrap the session now. We'll see each of you next week. Please remember everything we've said. Your points are also accumulating. Educate, empower, and create the environment you want around you. Okay, that choice is always yours. Like Mom also said, we are creating our environment with every thought, and I'd add with every person around us. So choose your environment and choose wisely. We see you next week.
Yeah, one sec. I want to give you all some homework, because every Thursday we come, we tell you something, but what are the action steps? I am unaware. So whatever is the point, that mindfulness you are going to share with us. This is what I did. Share it on the YouTube. We want to make it bigger. This is what I did. When we share it with the world, it intensifies and it comes back. मैंने ये किया. Like, I did this. It's an imprint. You want to change your imprint? Even if it is how much ever small or big it sounds, you are going to share that with us. You are going to share that with world on the YouTube. Got it, guys? We are doing it because I want to see you guys to be the powerhouse. Not that Thursday will be the powerhouse, a power talk, we understand, and we again go back to our routine. Take that one step, that this is what I did different.
So share your actions, not just your thoughts, because your actions will definitely transform.
Share that with us. Thank you so much for joining.
See you next Thursday. Thank you for joining. See you.